Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this event that we're organizing together, the Columbia Global Centers of Tunis and the Nairobi, as well as the Columbia Business School. It's a very good opportunity to welcome everyone to this African event, again, with our colleagues from Nairobi and also from New York, and I'll give the floor to Angela Quintero.
Thank you, Youssef. Muruji, maybe you want to welcome people as well?
Yes, let me join everybody in the among the panelists in saying a very great welcome to this event. We are delighted to be partnering with the Tunis Global Center and the Business School, Columbia Business School, in launching this program, which we hope will be very attractive to our partners in the region. Today's information session should provide a lot of information for you to understand what the program is about. And for us, we are delighted in that working with the Columbia Business School, we've been able to package a program that we really think is attractive, not just because of the quality, but also because it's much more, available when we look at other factors, the virtual format and the cost and so on. So we hope that there will be a good uptake for this program, and we look forward to supporting our partners in the region, in Africa, to really take up this opportunity. Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone.
All right. Thank you both. And thank you very much to everyone at the Global Centers for helping us organize this event. We're very excited. So I'm going to start, but before, let's just go over the plan for today. So I'll be taking you through the program overview. We will talk about the student profile, the curriculum, time, fees, and then we will move on to questions and answers. So as we go along, please feel free to send all your questions in the chat box. We have a whole team monitoring that, and so many questions will be answered in writing, and many will be brought up to my attention or to somebody else in our team to answer those questions. We'll make sure, or we will make our best effort to answer most of your questions. However, if there's any follow-up questions and you want to contact us, please take note of our website and email, and we will be very happy to address any of your questions. So let's start. So at Columbia Business School, we have created this program, Easy Africa, to help and equip entrepreneurs from medium, small-sized companies in Africa to grow their businesses, to give potential and scale them up in today's environment. So who's the program for? Or how the program is going to work? So we're going to start with a small cohort of 15 to 20 companies that we're going to select in a way that they're all different industries to avoid competition. So this provides a very safe environment for everyone to discuss their numbers, to show their problems and their opportunities as they are. We also are going to select the companies in such a way that we have 4 to 7 countries represented so that we can form a strong network in the region. What would be the profile of a company participating in this program? It's really a well-established firm that has a scalable business model and is ready to grow, ready to move on to a next phase in their growth. So the profile is pretty vague. What matters to us is that you're not starting, really. It's really well-established businesses that have acquired some past, and we can work from that and analyze what has happened, what you have built, and how we can scale it and make it bigger. who participates from the firm. So we ask that you participate in teams. This is very, very important because usually education, you know, when it's for one individual, then it's the individual who will take the training. But when it's a team, then we actually can make a difference in the whole company. So we ask you that you participate in teams of 2 or 3, and the team has to be formed by decision makers. So this is really for the founders, for the CEOs, for the managing directors, really the high level decision makers at companies. And then we ask you that you are proficient in English. Every class will be in English. All the instructions will be in English. Some bachelor degree is required because we need a level for, you know, for all the classes you're going to cover. They're all at graduate level, so we require that participants have a bachelor degree. But most importantly, we're looking for people that want to learn from others, that want to grow their businesses, have a global mindset, and have this curiosity to analyze, to step back, what has happened in your company and what you can do different, or what you can try on. So this is the profile of the participants, both in terms of company and people. So let's go through the curriculum. So we have designed a curriculum that combines both theory and practice. So I'm going to go through the various elements of each part. So in the theory part, we have customized the MBA program. We have tailor-made a curriculum here, like a mini MBA, where we cover the big core subjects in the MBA, like marketing and strategy and finance and operations, but we have chosen the classes so that they are relevant to entrepreneurs. So we have taken out the corporate part of the MBA program and have selected classes that are really relevant for people running medium sized companies. How do we deliver this? So we're going to start in December this year with a block week online. So this is an intense week where we get to know each other. We're going to have a few introductory classes, mostly in operations and strategy, to get the program going. After that, we move on a weekly schedule where we're going to have classes. As I said, it's like a mini MBA covering most subjects that we teach at the MBA program in Colombia. So we will be covering things like subjects in operations, in strategy, business analytics, leadership, and other things. This will be on a weekly basis, live stream sessions. And then we're going to end with a block week here in New York at Columbia University. And during that week, we're going to have a variety of things. First of all, we're going to take you around to visit some of the companies in the area. Then we're going to allow everyone to have a presentation so that everyone gets to learn from each other. We will have some classes and many networking events where you can meet faculty, where you will meet other entrepreneurs, other executives. So that's the idea for the theory part of the program. Now the practice, which is a core part of the program and a core differentiator really from everything else that is out there for entrepreneurs. In these programs, we pair you with different resources at the university to make, to deliver a project applied to your own company. So basically how this works is during the 10 months you're going to spend with us, we're going to help you select something in your company. It can be a process that needs improvement, or it can be a new strategy for a new product, or entering a new market. Whatever you think is crucial and it's in your priorities. And we will pair you with different mentors, faculty advisors, MBA students that want to collaborate, other entrepreneurs, other executives that want to help you. And we will take 10 months to solve this, to analyze it. We will define it well. We will help you. define it well, we will analyze it, create a solution, and allow time for implementation so we can observe and analyze the results. So that's the idea. And the program, this program has been based or conceived, inspiring a program that we have in Latin America that has been very successful. And what I want to say is that these projects, when we deliver them, they actually prove to deliver amazing results for the company. And beyond that, it gives the company a methodology to tackle projects or problems in the future. So it's both, having an all hands applied project, but also acquiring a new methodology for addressing projects within the company. So that's the curriculum. So what do you get out of participating or doing this course? Well, first of all, at the end, we will give you a certificate of business excellence issued by the university. And this is important because with that, you obtain the alumni status. And I will talk in a minute about what are the benefits of having this alumni status. But most importantly, we have designed it in such a way that in these 10 months, you will acquire tools and skills that will help you run your company better and scale it or prepare it for the scale you're looking for. As I said, the projects that we help you do will bear results during the time you're with us. These projects will provide results that in most cases will actually give you a return on the investment in the program. So basically the economic results of these projects are usually much higher than whatever investment you put in the program in terms of time, in terms of money. It really, you will see the results within the time you're with us. You will also obtain a huge network. So we will make every effort to put you in contact with coaches and advisors and other entrepreneurs, other executives that may help you or can be strategic for you in the future. So that's something we will work on to help you develop that network. But very importantly, this is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs or teams to sort of step back. You know how the day-to-day operations of a company sometimes actually blur and does not allow the space for you to analyze what has happened, what you have accomplished, and what you can do or you can change to really provide the scale you're looking for in your company. So this is a great opportunity to step back as a team and work on these issues that are more strategic and take you away or separate you for a moment from the day-to-day operations, which we think is really important to do. It's an exercise that is important to do every now and then. Again, the way we have designed the program will give you an interesting network in Africa and within the US and really worldwide. And so this will bring opportunities as a network for perhaps cross investment or growing in other regions or new ventures. Really, that is what we have seen in our program in Latin America, and we expect the same results here. And last, I'm going to go through the benefits of becoming having the alumni status, which are twofold. First, you will, once you graduate from the program, you will always be allowed to audit classes at Colombia at no cost. As long as there's space in the class, you will be accepted. You can sit in the class, and so you can come and perhaps participate in a block week in negotiations, for example. In a couple of years, that will be at no cost. You will not receive a certificate for that, but you will have access to classes, to faculty. And then the network. The Colombia Alumni Network is about 42,000 executives across the world and across industries. And it's actually a very active network where you can reach out to people for contacts, for if you're traveling to a new country and you want to meet somebody, for business related purposes. This is actually a very good and active network. So all of these are really the immediate benefits really that you get participating in this program. Now, the time and fees. So for time commitment, which is really, really important to take into account when considering participating in this program. So we're going to start with a full week in December. And in that week, you will really have to be very available to meet other participants, take the classes, and start working on the definition of the project you're going to be working on during the program. Then we anticipate that on a weekly basis, you will have to work between 2 and 5 hours. Sometimes it'll be 2, sometimes it'll be 5. This is a combination of weekly lessons, really classes online, live streamed. So they're not recorded. We will be all together in class. You will have advisory sessions with the different coaches and advisors that we will pair you with. And then you will have project work. So we anticipate 2 to 5 hours during the course of the 10 months on a weekly basis. And then in September, we will welcome you on campus for a full week. That's a very intense week. Well, you will have from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m. a full programming. It'll be company visits, it'll be lessons, it'll be presentations or speakers or networking events. So in a nutshell, if you're considering participating in this program, you should think that around 5 hours per week on average between December and September will be dedicated to this program. Now, the program economics. For us, the cost of delivering this program is $42,000. We have gotten a subsidy from Columbia University to help us deliver this. We have also raised some funds from private sponsors. And so we ask you to contribute with a tuition of $12,000. This covers the participation of the team. And it actually covers your accommodation during the week in New York. But it does not cover the air fees. So that's about it. I want to thank you all for joining us today, and I'm going to move on to the questions. So please feel free to share your questions in the chat so we can go through them. All right, so there's a first question here about the fees. Right, so the 12,000 is actually per team. So it covers the participation of the team of 2 or 3 people. And it actually covers the accommodation in New York when you come in September for the block week. I think somebody is raising their hand, but please just feel free to write us your question in the chat and we will answer it. Okay, so the question is the qualifications for the startup. So I'm going to go back to how we define. Just go here. So this is the profile of a participant. So we're going to select out of the applications we receive 15 to 20 companies across the region. And we're basically looking for companies that have a scalable business and are well established. What does it mean to be well established? It means that the company is running, that there is a proven business model working, that the cash flows are sort of stable and allows the founders to sort of step back and participate in the program, analyze everything that has been built, that has been accomplished, and make strategic plans for the future. So I think it's important to mention that the program is not really designed for startups that are just starting and proving themselves. I think at that point, we actually consider that people are way too busy getting the company afloat. And so the good timing to come to these programs is really when the company has acquired some stability, both in the business model and the cash flow, so that it's not a stressful situation for the company. I hope I'm answering these in a clear way. Bill and Kamel, please feel free to join me. I'm gonna go to the back to the chat to see the other questions. How will you know when you've been accepted? So we're gonna be receiving applications. So this is an important question to address. So the application is online. We have a comprehensive questionnaire for you where you will need to submit quite a bit of information about your company, about yourselves, and about your goals, really. Why do you want to do this program? Once we receive the application, we will call you for an interview, because for us, it's really important that we get to know you before accepting you. The program is small, as I said. We only have capacity for at the most 20 companies, and in that, we want to make sure that we form a good group, that everyone fits well, and that we feel comfortable that we can really help grow your company. So we will do an interview, which is a comprehensive interview. And after that interview, very quickly, we can tell you if you've been accepted or if you've been offered a spot in the program. Okay, so there's a question about projects, and maybe I'm going to call Bill to answer these. The question is really if the project needs to be just for the whole program or a project per participant.
So the project is definitely for the company as a whole, and the participants from that company are the ones who design and execute the project with the help of all our advisors and Columbia faculty and coaches who are helping you figure out what the project is and then how to do it. As Angela said, this is really a distinction of this program. It's both a personal growth, meaning you as a person, individual, are taking the courses, but then as a team, you design a project that's going to take your company to the next level. That's really the key distinction of the project. Now, we're keeping it vague of what the project is about because really that's your decision. And as a matter of fact, you're going to enter with a project idea. That will be part of the interview, part of the application. But remember, in very much, especially the first part of the program, you're going to be learning a lot. And so your idea of what's possible for your company will change. And we think it will actually expand your view of what you can do. And that's the project you will end up designing. It's one project per company that all the participants join in. In other words, all the participants from that company. And there will be mutual learning. It's very important that this is part of the reason why you're not with companies that compete with you, is because you will help each other as well. You have lots of experience already. That's another reason why we want companies beyond the startup, is because you yourselves now have lots of experience that others can learn from, and you can learn from their experience.
Great. Thank you, Bill. There's another question about if you can do the program if you have perhaps a PhD already or an MBA degree. And yes, absolutely. These programs are designed really to help both the team in their personal growth of, as professionals, but they're really designed to intervene in the company. So it's like taking your company to do a program. So we have had people in the Latin American program, we have had people with PhDs, with MBAs, and still they see the value of coming because it is very, very different to go through these courses and through these lessons and the program itself as you're working and applying everything you learn to your own company. So it's very, very different than just going away for 2 years and studies. It's just a very different experience. So by all means, you can do it. Next question. So there's someone who is, the team is spread out in the UK and in Kenya, and the question is whether you will be permitted to participate. And yes, of course, as long as the companies are really based and operating in Africa, we are open to their applications. And if one of the team members is based in the UK, it's actually a great opportunity to work as a team in this program and really meet as a team in New York to work on your companies from a distance. So absolutely, yes. Let me go through the next questions.
Angela?
Yes?
I had a thought about one of them. Someone is saying, oh, well, this is good for startups too. Well, this is why we're keeping the definition of the company. We're not being all that precise about it, because it's really, if you think your company can afford for 2 or 3 people at the top to take time out to do this, and if you think your company can benefit from it, and if your company can afford the $12,000, please go ahead and apply. Because some people think they're still startups at 5 years. Some companies would still define themselves as startups as 5 years. That's fine. So the key is not really the definition of startup or not startup. It's, are there 3 top people, with bachelor degrees, 2 or 3, who want to and can participate, have the time to participate? Can you afford the $12,000? And are you interested and eager for a project to take your company to the next level? Whether that's a startup or a phase 1 or a phase 2, all those are matters of definition.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bill. Yes, I mean, the definition of what a startup is, is vague as well. So our intent is to have companies that have some stability and the founders will have the availability to give the time and commitment that we require for the program. So that's basically, so if you feel you're in a startup phase, but you have attained that stability and you want to apply, by all means, we will look at your application and give you, fair chances. There's a very important question in the chat about participating as a team of 1. So our standpoint here is that we don't accept teams of 1. Now, what we have done in the past with companies where the CEO and the founder are the same person, and they don't really see a second person to participate with. This is actually a conversation we can have. There's always someone, maybe an advisor, maybe a mentor, an investor that wants to join you. It is very important for us that you participate as a team. Many of what we ask you to do is a dialogue, and it'll be a dialogue with other companies, but it will be also a dialogue with your company. And it is important that at least 2 people participate. They don't have to be employees. As I said, in the past, we have helped the founder identify who is a good person, who's a good fit to do the program with the founder or the CEO. So that's a conversation we can have, but in no case we will accept companies participating in teams of 1. There's a question about when does the program start? So the program starts in December. I think it's the week of, it's mid-December. I think it's the week of, Bill, maybe you have the
Yes,
date.
December 6th. December
6th. Okay.
Yes, the week of December 6th, 6 to 10.
Okay. Is there a minimum net income or revenue? Not really. We don't. That's why we keep the definition as we put it, as a scalable business and a stable business. We don't require minimums. There's no maximum either. We will analyze your company and we will analyze where you are in your company, and we will judge whether there's a good fit or not. And if it's maybe too early to participate, we will invite you to apply in a couple of years. Okay, so there's a question if we're going to look at balance sheets and cash flows. No, that's not part of what we ask. You will see in the applications that the questions are more really where you think you are. We will not ask you to provide balance sheets or cash flow statements in your application. And again, we will discuss all these things during the interview. We have a way to see whether we think there's a good fit and if it's the right timing for you to participate in the program. So no, you don't need to disclose all those numbers when you apply.
I would also add that if you go look at the application, you see it's actually quite simple. It's not a lot of work. So really the application is a way to get to the interview. And the interview, as Angela said, will answer lots and lots of questions. So you'll see that the application is really quite a simple application.
Okay, the deadline for applying, we're accepting applications right now. We're actually interviewing already, and we will close the application season end of September. So by end of September, everyone will know whether they have or not a spot in the program, and we will have the class finalized. Do we have referrals? Yes. So I'm assuming the question is referrals for past students. So this will be the first iteration of the program for Africa. However, we have been running for 10 years a very similar program for Latin America. So if anyone is interested in talking to alumni, we can definitely put you in contact with some alumni from the Latin American program who will tell you about the experience and most importantly about these projects and how these projects work and the impact they have in the company. So that's a key question and a very good thing to do, to talk to alumni.
Angela, could you speak a little bit about the ROI from this program based on your experience running it for the last 10 years or so? I think that's probably illuminating for the attendees.
Sure. So really the ROI, the return on investment on these programs is actually very quick. As I said, the cost is 12K. And then on top of that, you will have some air fees and really time, and you should value the time you're going to commit to this program. And where we stand is that the results, the economic results you will see in your company as a result of the project you will do with us will surpass that investment. So the sort of our commitment is to give you a very quick return on the investment you put in this program. Now, what we have seen, it's a very wide range of results. So we have had companies that come and within one project, we had, as an example, we had a company based in Peru who had 3 different clinics. They came, they worked with us to standardize their services, and they were able to obtain more than $400,000 in cost savings when it was a company with $4 million revenue. So that was, very quick and big return for the type of investment we're talking here. And that is our commitment to really help you define a project that is important for you and that will bear very big economic results in your company very quickly.
Angela, you may also want to add that the whole idea is to create a network of SMEs in Africa that could trade with each other across borders. That's one aspect, and especially connecting with Latin America that we have right now and the Colombia alum in general. That's one thing that is important, I think, as a mission for this program.
That's a very good point. Thank you for raising it, Kamel. What we have seen in the Latin American program is that the network you build in these programs is not only the network we give you in terms of faculty and you know, mentors that we put at your service during the time of the program. It's really the network you form as a class. And what we have seen, and this is by design that we put you together, we really take care or make an effort to form a class that is going to get along well and where there is no competition. And with that, we have created across the region a lot of opportunities. So we have seen new firms being created by people that meet in these programs. We have seen a lot of cross investment. So people that met and they get along and they need a new investor. So people from the program invest or help in the other company, or they help the expansion. That is a very common thing. So you will meet someone, you know, someone in Tunisia will meet in the program, someone from Kenya, and they will help each other bring their companies across. So that type of activity is what we have seen, and it's very powerful. All right, sending the presentation or the recording. Yes, of course, we are gonna post both the presentation and the recording on our website. So I think, let me go back to the, let me give you again the contact information on the screen. So please visit us. That's where you will get, oh, sorry, there you go. So on our website, hopefully today, maybe tomorrow, we will have this presentation so you can download it and you will have other information. And by all means, please write to us on that email with any questions, comments, concerns, anything you feel.
Bill, could you ask a little bit about the faculty caliber here and our knowledge of Africa and the material that we have to cater to this regional?
Yeah, sure. So the reason I'm part of the team is because I worked in Africa over 20 years. I've been to more than half the countries of Africa. 10 years I lived in Africa. I learned 2 African languages, Kiswahili and Setswana. So we recognize, you know, me and others, but certainly especially me, we recognize that Africa is different, but the same. Different parts of Africa are different. You know, I've worked in all, you know, 4 regions of Africa: northern, southern, eastern, western. So we appreciate that Africa is diverse, that the problems on the one hand are different, but we do know, and I'm at the business school, so I can vouch for this, that what we teach is applicable to businesses everywhere, and we will do everything we can and are doing everything we can to tailor it, both to, you know, Africa in general, but also the specific country and specific situation you're in. We're definitely learning from Latin America, but, you know, again, we recognize Africa is not Latin America. So rest assured, we will appreciate and understand and help you understand better your own local situation.
There is an interesting question about why, you know, what's different about this program, right? So I would ask Bill, you know, to say a little bit about the approach and this notion of the think big kind of approach methodology that you have introduced at Columbia with other faculty.
Yeah, so I see this, I see the reference there is called MEST. I don't know what that is. We have not seen a program similar to this ourselves. I'll definitely look that one up to see what the similarities are. But in our view, most programs are either we help you with the project or we help you through executive education, we educate you. The other thing is, you know, my formal study is innovation. And really companies at your level, if you're going to be applying, whether you recognize it explicitly or not, you need to innovate. Meaning you need to do something new. That can be an operations innovation, a marketing innovation. It can be, you know, all kinds of new things you need to do. We have a method here at Columbia. This is Kamel's reference to Think Bigger, that really takes the most advanced science, shall we say, of new ideas and helps you apply that to your own situation. And this we know you cannot find elsewhere, because this is something that really our own faculty have developed, really based on the scientific qualifications and research of our faculty. You will meet in the first week Sheena Iyengar. She is the pioneer of this. I've worked with her on this, and it really is something you will not find elsewhere, because people are often confused about innovation and don't realize that innovation ranges from, again, operations, marketing, anything new you need to do falls under the problems of innovation. And we really think we can demonstrate that Columbia at this point is unique in this angle.
Angela, I think we have done the competitive studies and things like that. Probably you are best equipped to answer this question in terms of how we compare to the Stanford program. Probably that's the MAST, right, program. Anything you want to say there?
Sure. Look, we don't see, like Bill said, we have not seen programs like this anywhere else, in the sense that at the same time, it provides training for the founder and the entrepreneur, and in parallel to intervention with clear results with a project applied to the company. So we haven't really seen a model like that. And this 10-month, you know, a company, like we really are with you for 10 months, giving you a lot of results. So we don't have exact comparables. So the way we take it is that other programs, Stanford offers one, MIT, that we're aware that are very similar, they're actually complementary. Those, they focus more on the leadership and really bringing the founder to a next level of leadership, or some focus on, you know, very targeted innovation, but that's different. In these ones, we provide a well-rounded training for the founders at the same time of intervening in the company with the project you want. That is the flexibility we give you. Like you will be selecting, I mean, in discussions with us, because we will help defining a project that it's really meaningful for the company, but it's really you decide which project you want to do. So I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yeah, so I just looked up MEST, M-E-S-T. I just looked it up. Sounds great. It bills itself as Entrepreneurs in Training. And it's definitely for software. It's IT, which is fine. And so if you know that your project is just IT, you want to develop some new software, maybe MEST is better for you. But if you have some strategic problem, you want to grow, improve in ways that are not developing a new software, you know, this project, our version, is probably more suited for you. It sounds like it's for people, it's for companies that are not MEST sounds like definitely for earlier companies that are true startups. Sort of early stage startups, and it sounds like it's really IT focused. And again, that's fine. If that's your wish, that's great. Also, I didn't see an establishment of the stature of Columbia Business School associated with them. But again, it looks like a good program.
I want to add something. As Angela presented, this is cost in Colombia $42,000 per company. We are charging only 12. We are doing it because we really care about Africa, right? We want to bring Africa to Colombia and Colombia back to Africa. And you can see now we have 2 global centers, one in Tunis and one in Kenya. Maybe we'll add a few others. So the people who care about Africa, like Bill, myself, and Professor Besbes and Nelson Freiman, right? We are all dedicated. We are passionate about Africa, and we want to make a difference in Africa. This is something that we are passionate about, and with passion, I think we can make it a success for sure. But for me, the key distinguishing thing that is not scalable for any other program, which is the attention that you will have from the faculty, from the industry mentors, and from our MBA students all along the 10 months to make your project a success. And you will have a chance to implement it and be proud to present it when you come to Colombia in December. That is something not scalable. We are not talking for 600 people to participate in this. We are looking only for 15 to 20 companies where we can make a difference between them. And we will be very selective just to make sure we are looking for people with passions and people who can see only the sky as the limit. We are trying to open your horizon to think big. And our experience with the Latin American program for the last 10 years is a telling point. We have a great track record, and I urge you to look at that website to see the testimonial. As Angela mentioned, you will be able to talk to anybody from that program to kind of hear from them directly their experience, right? So that is something that nobody can distinguish. 10 years of experience in a very successful program. And of course, if you have any other question, we'll be in touch. I see that there are other questions for Bill and things like that. I think one of them is, what's your experience in East Africa, Bill?
I replied directly there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Uganda.
Okay, all right, good. All
I
right.
replied directly to him.
So maybe I'm gonna post the website for the Latin American program in case people are interested. In there, you will find videos and testimonials of alumni, what they thought of the program, or maybe more how the program helped them is more relevant to you. And again, just contact us and we would be happy to put you in contact with any of these alumni for you to discuss. Okay, so I was going through all the questions. I think we have answered all of them, but then again, if there are more, you all have our contact information. Bill, Kamel, anything to add?
No, thank you all for the participating and joining us. Hopefully we can hear from you. And if you have any questions or clarifications or referral, we'll be happy to guide you. Look, we don't want to mislead you here. We are doing it from our heart, and hopefully we have a win-win relationship here.
Oh, there's one new question that is actually very important. Can the project change in the middle of the program? Absolutely, absolutely. This is actually part of what happens. It's business as usual for us because you will come with an idea, and most companies think that what they need to tackle is this, and in conversations with faculty and experts, they actually realize that the real problem, the root problem, is another one. So most projects will change the course during the program, and that is actually the benefit we're giving. So absolutely, nothing is rigid here. We're very flexible. We're here to help you. Our interest is to help grow these companies. We do it out of passion, like Kamel said, and we love seeing these changes and these thought process in which you decide one thing and then you go for another one because it's actually more important. That is absolutely part of the program. Right, Kamel? You have had projects like that, no?
Of course, we wrote tons of cases about these companies that we we worked with in Latin America. I personally wrote 2 cases, right? Other colleagues wrote other cases about other participants. So your company would be featured in our Columbia curriculum in some way, and probably in our research. And some other companies, actually, they moved from Latin America to New York. They opened some offices here. It's really nice to see this impact.
Absolutely. Okay. But I think we're running out of time too. So I want to thank everyone for participating. Sorry, there's a new question. I'm sorry. So there's a question about not belonging to a company. Yeah. So I guess your question is about being a freelancer or having a business like an independent. Usually, really, the program is really defined for teams, for companies that have a team structure and are scaling. But then again, if you think you have a fit, contact us and we can talk about it. And then this last question about the stage of the company does not matter. It does matter. It does. It's just that it's not defined in a rigid way. We ask you to analyze whether you have the availability so you can put the time and effort that we ask that you put, and you are at a moment where you're ready to analyze what has happened in your company and are ready to take feedback and dare to experiment with changes so that we can have an impact and help you scale. So the stage does matter. It's just that defining that stage is a conversation. So we ask you that you analyze it, and if you think there's a fit, you apply, and then we will call you for an interview and we will judge if it's the right timing, if it's the right fit. But I want to emphasize that, like Bill said, we think that the very startup stage where you are 24 hours running and proving your concept and acquiring customers and reaching that point of break even, that might not be the time where you can give us 5 hours a week to scale your business, maybe in 2 years. So that's where we stand. Startups in that rush are not really a good fit. I hope I'm answering that clearly. All right, very good. Well, I don't see any more questions, and it's 10 o'clock. So, well, 10 o'clock here in New York. So I just want to be respectful of everyone's time. Once again, thank you very, very much for joining us today. And we look forward to hearing from you and getting to know your businesses.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And once again, thanks to the Global Centers for helping us here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Yusuf. Bye.